Hi, my name is Kelly Lamb and I'm an intuitive consultant. You are tuning in today because you are part of the Intuitive Consultant courses. So, very excited to have you here. Today's course is going to be the Beginner's Akashic Records course. In this, you're going to learn the basics of the Akashic Records, how to tap into them, also how to tap into your own intuitive abilities, and give you a good footing in your spiritual progressive path. This is a great fundamental basis for learning the very basics of spiritual growth and development. So I am very excited. I was very excited putting this together and even more excited to be able to share this with you today. So sit back and enjoy. Thank you. What is the Akashic Records? We have had lifetime after lifetime on different planets, different levels of existence, be it dimensions, states of consciousness. We have been multi-dimensional beings having human experiences, and we have been human beings having multi-dimensional experiences and everything you could possibly think of. We have experienced through our incarnational cycles. Some of them we know more and some of them we know less. With the Akashic Records, we are able to pick out the pieces of our past that were gone and our future that has not happened yet. We are able to see these parts of ourselves, of our past, present, and future, because they're all coinciding at the same time. Out of space, out of time, they all exist. All information, all karmatic cycles, all descension, ascension timelines are stored in the grid of the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records is like a library of all energies, emotions, and frequencies, and are held up in light codings. Light meaning information, how information travels through light, and is stored in the grid. Every incarnational being has a blueprint. Once they incarnate, they receive the codings for the Akashic Record, which is like a timestamp on them, like they have a new stamp in their passport. As they travel through the universe, their blueprint is the directionary guide to where they can go. And with every level up, by every experience and every new place that they go, every dimensional platform, they are able to have more of an understanding of themselves, a connection with Source, and a furthering of their service to the ultimate us, we, all, the universe. So we are migrating souls. We have experienced lifetimes on planets that we don't even remember. But every one of these places that we have been is a puzzle piece to the grid. Some people say that they can't have their blueprint read, and this is correct. Because due to some incarnational agreements, some blueprints cannot be read. Because it is necessary for them for this life to have that protection for what they need to accomplish. So if there is someone that you cannot read, it may be due to the fact that they simply cannot be read due to the contracts they have had in this lifetime. The earth has its own grid as well. Every living being has its own Akashic grid that it plugs into, every living thing. The earth has a very interesting one because it actually has ley lines that are focused around certain areas across the world that intersect, and they tell a story. They also help us in dream time be able to connect and to be able to have collective dream time. And it is one of the really cool things when you begin to have this awakening experience that you begin to co-create within this dream time with others, and you'll begin to have synchronistic experiences, synchronistic dreams, due to the fact that you are calibrating in a way in dream time with others who are on the ascension timeline as you are. So the grid, the earth has had numerous karmatic cycles. It has gone through its own history of drama. Every time the earth has gone through ascension of awareness and dimensional awareness, more beings have come to this planet to be able to assist it in its evolutionary process. And that is a lot of the reason why a lot of you are on this path, is due to the fact that you are on your journey to assist with this awakening of sorts for not only the people on this planet, but as the earth itself is going through the age of Aquarius. And that is why we are here to assist it, to raise its vibrational frequency, to untap the Akashic Records, and to allow for us to be able to share the knowledge and to have a remembrance of sorts of our journey. Another reason why the soul comes to Earth to incarnate is due to the fact that it wants to be able to experience not only this age of Aquarius where we are going into this ascension timeline, but also to be able to just have the experience of being able to be a third dimensional physical being, but to be able to ascend to fifth dimension and higher of consciousness, awareness, and dimensional frequencies. So we get to experience all of that multidimensionally, from a very low perspective to a very high perspective, which is a graduating point. This is a very hard level of existence to live in. This is a place where not the fate of heart come. It is a place where you have to really be on your toes and have a pretty good foundation in spiritual principles to even be able to get here. A lot of the souls that are trying to get into here are not able to, due to the fact that they have not gone through the enough experiences throughout the other incarnational processes in order to come here to Earth. Let's talk about the different beings that have come to this Earth and incarnated to be able to experience and get the knowledge of Earth, the Akashic Record from Earth. Well, they are on different levels. We have ones that are non-physical to physical beings from different levels of reality, different variations of consciousness depending on what time and frequency. The Earth has gone through transitionary processes where it has been lower frequencies, where so more of like souls can incarnate onto the planet. When it has gone up in density and awareness, higher dimensional, higher density beings are able to come in. Ones that are less physical, energetic beings, energy beings, light beings, those are some of the options that have been able to come to this Earth. And then the physical human 3D. We are part of all of those. We are part of this karmatic cycle, and we are going to go into detail once we get into the universal laws and of how all of that plays out, and how this story that is told in the Akashic Records is one of the universe really playing a big epic play of sorts. And it is very interesting to see how we all play a part, and we all are at one point or another the main character. This is a perfect time to go into the immutable laws of the universe. The new energetic exchange is part of the law of correspondence. The law of correspondence is a principle of as above, so below. As in nature, the effects ripple through the dimensional awareness levels and densities. The more that we have of this energetic experience, the more the universe gives us. So when we put positive energy out there, the universe will give us more of that power to be able to share with others. This is very important when you are working with energy, to understand that sometimes all the energy is not just for you. It is to be redistributed to others. Sometimes it'll feel like you're very powerful. And that is almost a test in a way of how you respond to the energies and how the universe is giving you these gifts. So redistributing the energies is one of those things that you must do. The first one being the law of divine oneness. Everything is connected, so there will be a corresponding effect on others and the universe. So that means that whenever you do something, there is a ripple effect that happens throughout the universe, and it has a repercussion on the evolutionary process of everything. Everything is one and everything is connected. And so that is why these karmatic cycles, and why we have so much assistance from guides and from other outside beings and angelic forces, is because we are all interconnected. And so when one is in a place of assistance, we all help and assist because it helps evolve all of us as one. It is a circular learning experience where we are all learning for one another, and we all are assisting one another. And also, when you don't necessarily do the thing to help or assist and go into a place of service to self or something in the negative aspects of the human perspective, you will in turn create another type of ripple effect, which will cause the entirety of the universe to react as well. So it is a give and take on both sides. So it's very important to be aware of this law as trying to do anything with manifestation or to read the Akashic Records, anything. It's necessary to keep all of these laws in the front of your mind as you go down and write all these principles down. I would recommend, because they are very, very important. The new energetic exchange is part of the law of correspondence. The law of correspondence is a principle of as above, so below. As in nature, the effects ripple through the dimensional awareness levels and densities. The more that we have of this energetic experience, the more the universe gives us. So when we put positive energy out there, the universe will give us more of that power to be able to share with others. This is very important when you are working with energy, to understand that sometimes all the energy is not just for you. It is to be redistributed to others. Sometimes it'll feel like you're very powerful, and that is almost a test in a way of how you respond to the energies and how the universe is giving you these gifts. Next is the law of vibration. Everything in the universe vibrates. Sound, thoughts, everything vibrates. Even the earth has an ohm tone to it. That ohm tone has a vibration as well. Next is the law of action. The universe will begin to react to you once you decide to put action behind what you're trying to manifest. And once you are in alignment with cosmic law, you will see that this action will come out to be played. And we have the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Higher vibrational energies have the ability to be able to consume and transform lower ones. By applying the universal principles in such a way, we can change the energies of our lives. And there's the law of relativity. This means really putting yourself in someone else's shoes. We're going through multiple tests here on Earth. Every one of them is to help us grow into our light. The problems we go through are more importantly about the perspective we take at the end of the day. There's always someone who's going through a worse situation. After that, we have the law of polarity. Everything has an opposite. By concentrating on the opposite pole, we can transform undesirable thoughts. It's essentially like reprogramming the mind. Then we have the law of rhythm. Everything vibrates, moves in a certain rhythm. They establish cycles, patterns, and stages of development. And as masters, you will know how to manage the negative parts of your cycles and how to ride the waves as they come. And lastly, we have the law of gender. And lastly, we have the law of gender. The law of gender is necessary for the cosmos to reproduce and to have self-expression. Everything in nature has both male and female archetypes to it. And on the higher levels dimensions, this is the same way. We have the divine masculine and divine female in our oversoul. We are part of all, and it makes up what we call existence. Next, you're probably wondering, how do you tap into the Akashic Records? Well, like I said before, the Akashic Records can be sometimes a little risky. Interactions with the Akashic Records can trigger an overload of energy and information through the physical and etheric bodies if proper protection is not put in place. This has happened with the Akashic Records where there's a lot of mind chatter, and that is due to the physiological effects of the energy that surges through the body, creates a reaction, which in turn stimulates and causes chatter in the mind. It is very important to ground through breathing. And the way that you breathe is through your gut and through your nose. So breathe out your gut, through your nose, and then when you're right about to press out the breath, imagine energy going through your heart. This also opens up your heart chakras. Breathe in positive energy and let out negative energy. Also with this, start to begin to visualize a color of your choice. Make this color your guide and use it during your breathing techniques as a focus. Breathing is going to be one of the main components in order to have a good Akashic Records reading. Another thing is to have meditation. I will be attaching a meditation for you to begin your Akashic Records readings. You should do this at least 3 times a week in order to be able to get at least a little bit of a productivity in when it comes to this. Creating an energy shield is also very important due to the fact that you will need some protection. As this information comes, you'll begin to start reading people, and sometimes their energy will start to intertwine with yours. If you're at all empathic, you'll begin to take on those energies as your own, as well as it can start to feel like almost an attack. Imagine yourself breathing in and exhaling white light through your heart, giving you a shield as it goes out. Practice visualizing a connection to the etheric body of yourself. Be it that there is a energy source around your body. Begin to play with it. Imagine your blueprint. Imagine your soul. Imagine your chakras. Begin to see all the metaphysical parts of you that are components of your whole self. Also make a relationship with your guides. Spend some time meditating, listening, and you'll hear them in the background through all the noise. And then use visualization mechanisms such as candles. White candles are recommended, as well as crystals. These will help you ground. And lastly, state your intention. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. If you do this, you'll be able to begin a practice of creating an absolute connection. I would like to explain to you a little bit more in detail what the next steps will be for your transitioning process to the next level of your awareness. The most important thing is always to begin with the fundamental basis. Of course, getting the shadow work is out of the way is very important to give you a stable foundation in your practices. After that is connecting the mind, body, and spirit. All of these can be accomplished in a very short period of time if the person is willing to do the work. I am very excited to be able to go on this journey with you. We will be working on all of these different aspects of your life. I am very, very fortunate to be able to be a part of it. I appreciate the time and you sharing space with me for these moments that we have had together. And I hope that you were able to have some enjoyment out of this process with me and you got some information out of it. Thank you.